Our presentation today is going to be geared towards we have professionals, we have business owners here today. We have something for everyone. You're here today because success is on your mind, right? If I may add, that you want to do more. You want to do you want to do more. So that's why you're here. And we're gonna share with you today are gonna help you do that. Okay. You may already be successful, or you may not yet be there. You may be a successful, you may not be as successful you'd love to be, right? And we'll be able to share some concepts that can even get you further here. This is one masterclass that we believe will really change your mind, will change your life, really, has potential for so much good. These concepts are time tested, they're centuries old. We did not invent them. Okay, we'd love to take the credit for it. We did not invent them. We've been blessed to use them, apply them over some years, and have changed our lives tremendously. And that's why we're willing to want to share them with you as well. Okay, I would just say this, folks. When you come, as you follow us through this the presentation today, keep an open mind. All right. They say that the mind is like an umbrella, right? It's only good when you open it, right? So if you don't open an umbrella, it's not going to serve you. Same with the mind. Just keep an open mind, folks. Keep an open mind. I would say borrow our belief, borrow our excitement about this. Okay. I mean, like I said, these ideas, the concepts we're going to share with you today, John and I are going to share with you today, have changed our lives tremendously. And they have the potential to do the same for you if you're open to it. Okay. If you're open to it. Sometimes when you hear something, you believe it, but when you see the impact in your life, you get to experience life differently. You go from just believing to being convicted, right? You go from just believing to a sense of conviction, and there's no turning back. That's how John and I feel about these concepts we're going to share here today. So again, thank you for taking time to be here. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So just stay tuned, and let's get it going. Let me pass over to my beautiful bride, Joan, to get us started here. Joan, over to you.
Oh boy. All right, everyone. Welcome again. And Eric, thank you for that amazing intro. Paul, thank you for getting us started. We are so excited you're here. And again, we do not take it lightly that you made this time to be here to invest in yourself. So you're on the right foot. Okay, let's get started, right? So we're talking about upgrading your mental programming. But before we go into the details, we have this question for you. Are you living the life you want, or are you living the life you've been programmed? Take a good look at the life you're living today and the life you would really love to live. Are they at polar ends? It doesn't matter how far apart they are. What's between them is your mental programming, your belief system, and therefore your mindset. You have to take this seriously, folks. Like Paul said, it has changed our lives tremendously. That's why we're so passionate about it. You may say, well, what's mindset got to do with it? Everything, really everything. When it changes, your life changes. Otherwise, you will continue experiencing life at your current level, the way it is today. You may say, well, I'm happy with my life today. It doesn't matter. That's fine. We don't disagree because you're entitled to your opinion. A good question to ponder is, are you settling for your limitations or going after your limitless potential? But the truth is, as creatures of the all-intelligent, almighty God, it is in our DNA to increase and grow. When you don't, or when we don't, we die. Besides, when we grow, we are able to not only benefit or help ourselves, we are also able to help others. Think about your legacy. But most importantly, the more we increase, the more we manifest the abundance of our Creator, who loves to express and is always seeking to express that abundance in and through us. If you are not happy with the results you're getting in life, You have to make some changes because we can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, right? But what has to change? Oftentimes we're pointing the finger or giving excuses. It's the economy, I don't have money, I don't have time, and so forth. Failing to realize that the change starts with us. It's from us. You're going to have to change you. As has been said by some wise scholars before, we must strive to become the change we seek. We have it within us, or we have the power to make this happen. But do we know this and believe it? Do we? This seems so simple that even a little child can get it. And many people do get it, but remain at the same level, or even worse, start regressing or going downhill. Why? Why is that? It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter how many college degrees you got. If your mental programming doesn't change, your results will remain the same. Sometimes you up and down, but your results will remain the same. You may think you're making progress, but you remain at this level with your current mental programming. Again, you may say, what's mindset got to do with it? And we say, everything. For some people, maybe they don't have goals. They are just going with the flow, habitual creatures, just going with the flow, day in, day out. If your mental programming, your mindset, your paradigms, we're going to be using these terms interchangeably during the masterclass today. If they remain in control the way they are today, nothing changes. You might as well be content with where you are and just leave things like that. Most people have goals, or at least have one goal, but they are not able to get there because of their mental programming. Isn't that sad?
Yes.
Isn't that sad that we're not able to live the life we would love to live because of something in here? With our paradigms, mindset, mental programming, our limiting beliefs. That is sad. Okay. You don't need to remain at this same level. What legacy do you want to leave? Do you feel fulfilled in life now? What is that life you would love to live? That is the big question. What would you love? How would you love to show up in life? How would you love to experience life? Well, if you're not there right now, it doesn't have to be that way. There's help, and we can help you. So stay tuned as we're going to be talking about how we can help you during the course of this program today. If you don't like the results you're getting in life, you are going to have to change you, not someone else. No, you. Okay. And today we're going to give you the opportunity to change you and change your results in life. Isn't that amazing?
Sure is.
Okay. So we are not playing this game of mediocrity anymore. We're not staying at this level anymore. We're going upward and forward to the life we would love to live. Okay. We're not settling for what's comfortable or comfort zone. This time, the time now, we are moving upward and forwards only. Okay, folks? All right, so let's see. What are you going to be learning today during this masterclass? Amongst the other things you learn today, you learn the relationship between your mental programming and your success. You learn to see how your mental programming affects your success or your level of success. There's a direct relationship between the two. Okay. How to identify your mental programming. Wouldn't it be great to figure out how you are currently mentally programmed, knowing the significant impact it has on your success? How to upgrade your mental programming? By this, we mean reprogramming your mind. That's powerful. I guess by now you're beginning to wonder if you've been standing in your own way of success, right? How about changing it if it's not serving you? Change the programming. And last but not the least, we're going to be sharing some tips, some business tips, because we know there are some business owners present with us today. We're going to be, and those who watch the replays down the road, we're going to be sharing some tips for businesses. But these tips will also apply to other groups of people. Okay, so don't think this is strictly for business. There are certain tips that you can apply even in your family, even in your associations that you belong, your churches, etc. Okay, later you'll see why it is important, because of how our environment contributes to our mental programming. So please stay till the end, because these tips affect the environment. So it's not just a business environment, like I said, it's your family, your associations, neighborhood, whatever. Okay, all right. So let's move on. Mental programming. What is it? What is mental programming? Now, let me try to diffuse the tension for some of you already who may be thinking we're talking about coding and programming. Not programming as you would know it in computer programming, right? No, not that. We are not. It's all good. So relax. But what we are really talking about is when we say mental programming is your belief system. If you can only grasp what mental programming is, folks, you will be amazed. This part alone is worth your time investment this morning. It is that important. It is that critical to your success. When the Bible says, my people die for lack of knowledge, it is the lack of knowledge of fundamental truths like this that we'll be sharing with you today, okay? So mental programming refers to how your mind has been conditioned to believe, consciously or unconsciously, over time, to the extent that your life, your daily habits are almost totally controlled by this belief system that has been created. Mental programming refers to the way you show up in life, in the world, and do things based on what your belief system is. What's gone inside your mind and now controls you. You may not believe it, but hang on, you will see down the road as we continue. It is basically how your mind has been conditioned or programmed, which affects how you process thoughts, and it impacts your emotions and your actions, okay? Your mental programming is more commonly referred to as your beliefs or paradigms. You will hear many people say your paradigms or your limiting beliefs, all right? Your mindset, okay? Like I said earlier, we're going to interchange those during the course of the class today. It's important to know that today we'll be focusing on the limiting or negative, disempowering mental programming or paradigms. It's also very important to know that these are just beliefs, which for the most part, folks, are just facts, not truths. Okay? Your truths are your laws. So you have your natural laws, you have your spiritual laws. These beliefs are just facts. They may not be true. For the most part, they are not true, right? They are not truths. Facts can change with new information. So whatever belief system we have now, it can be changed with the new information that we're going to be sharing with you today, although not in full extent, to the full extent because of time. But truths are unchangeable. Something to think about, right? Okay. How the mind works. So we want to upgrade our mental programming. We want to upgrade and renew our mind. But let's take a few minutes to understand how the mind works, okay? It's important to know how the mind works. I have a quote here. You can read that for sake of time. Two quotes here, one from myself and one from Coach Bob Proctor, who is of late. But Dr. Bruce Springsteen, in his book, The Biology of Belief, says, For the first 7 years of our lives, we really build our belief system. That is when we are programmed, because we may not realize this. If you're looking at the diagram on the screen here, actually we have a real replica of this here. We call it Solomon. All right. So let's put Solomon aside for now, but let's look at the screen, the image on the screen here. Your subconscious mind, this part of your mind here, gets programmed first at birth. Okay. This is the part of the mind that just believes whatever is said to it. So think of a baby. Babies up to the age of 7, they believe whatever you tell them. They believe Santa came down from a chimney, even though they don't have a chimney in their home, right? They believe whatever. That is your subconscious mind. That is what gets programmed at birth, okay? It is so key to know this, because this is where we get programmed unconsciously. We don't know. As little children, we don't know. We believe whatever is said to us. Whatever is said to us at home by our parents, our family, at school, the babysitter, in the playground. Sometimes they say, you're good for nothing, child. You're ugly. No one loves you. No one likes you. You're not smart. You never amount to much. All these are things that are said to people when they are young, okay? And as we grow older, we kind of tend to believe them. They stick with us. And then we start watching TV, we start reading certain books, even at the workplace with the latest social media, whatever I may say, there's so much information. Sometimes it's information overload, okay? And especially with social media, sometimes people may feel like, okay, I'm not popular, I don't have so many followers and all of that, right? These are things that we come now to accept, and they're affecting us without us realizing, okay? The conscious mind, which is the part that we develop later in life, after that 7 years, when we start realizing that Santa is not really true and all of that, this is the part of our mind that thinks, okay? This is the part of the mind that's the intellectual mind. This is the part of the mind that receives information, okay, from the environment, from school, from TV, from social media, from our family members, this part of the mind. And it has the ability to accept the information that is fed to it or not, okay? But if we accept it, guess what? We impress it on our conscious mind. And this part of the mind is the emotional part. All it says is, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. I'm following your instructions. And it goes on to express whatever is fed to it, is impressed in it, okay? And it expresses through the body in our actions or lack of action, which ends up as our results. Okay, so this is how the mind works, folks. It's so important, all right, that we know. Okay, so your mental programming is like a filter through which every experience passes. It shapes how you view yourself, how you view others around you, and how you view the world. When we process these thoughts, they control our behaviors, perspectives. Think of a computer software. Your good old computer, when you push the start button, something runs behind the scene. That is the computer program. So our mental programming, our mindset and paradigms, our beliefs are likened or similar to the computer program, but they control us. They control our actions, all right? Okay, and what happens to a computer after some time? If it's not serving the purpose, guess what? They upgrade the program, right? They download a new program. We're going to be talking about that later too. So our subconscious mind controls our vibration, how we feel, okay? Today, Paul and I are very excited because we're sharing valuable information right? We feel great. So our vibration is high, and vibrations measured in frequencies. We're not going to go into all that detail right now, okay? But many times folks hear of the law of attraction, but I don't know that it actually comes from the law of vibration, okay? Enough said about that. But think about your subconscious mind again. And I want to give us the analogy of the good old camera. You know, back in the days, I don't know, you all can see this. This is an old camera that we've had for over, I want to say 40 years, as a matter of fact, okay? 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had this for that long. And if you remember, you take a snapshot, and you, back in the days, you have to go into a studio, and the photographer will have to develop the negatives. You know, when this came out, you took it to maybe your pharmacy or some photography shop where they process negatives and they will produce your pictures. But the thing to remember is whatever was taken, that snapshot at that time, that's exactly what you're going to get in your pictures. This is the same with our minds. Right here, what we take in our conscious mind and impress on our subconscious mind is exactly what we'll get in our results. That's powerful. That's why it's so important that we are mindful of what is coming in, what we are accepting, okay, and why it's important to change and upgrade this mental programming of ours. All right? Okay. So, mental programming, its relationship with success.
All right, folks.
So I'm going to pass over to Paul now to share about the relationship between our mental programming and our success. So Paul, go ahead.
Thank you, John. Why, boy, what an amazing job Jonah's taking us through, right? Thank you so much. Why? Thank you. Appreciate it. Folks, as you can see on here, we're going to talk some more about success here. As you can see, it says success is definitionally there by Mr. Earl Nightingale, the progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal. Again, you know, it depends on how we define it, correct? Depends on success is relative, isn't it? Subjective, I might add. Depends on the individual, you know, whatever it is. But I think that Mr. Nightingale's definition kind of, fits right in there. I mean, once you're moving towards a goal that you want to achieve, whatever that goal is, you know, you're on the path of success. It's based on success is based on your potential, which is limitless. I mean, this is really key, folks. Our potential is so huge, okay, to do so much good. The irony is that we think we're pursuing success, but success comes to us. If and I repeat, if the circumstances are right for success. So we have to create the right framework, if you will, right, for things for the good things to happen. Right. I mean, it's almost like, you know, you want to grow some food, plant some crops or whatever. You do what you got to do with the soil, right? You make sure it's comfortable. You make sure there's some fertilizer, whatever you got to do before you can plant your seeds so it can grow on seeds on ground that's gonna, you know, help it grow. Okay, so that's important. One of the most important conditions is your mental programming. Okay, and when we're going after success, or we're seeking success, okay, it's our mental programming, our belief system, and how we view the world. How we view it and how we interact in it. That's extremely important. Okay, success, like I said before, is very relative, but most people want to be successful in life, right? But if you ask many people if they're successful, they'll say, not really. Why? What is the relationship between your mental programming and your success, or your level of success? There is a direct relationship between your mental programming and your level of success. If you were to assess your level of success in any area of your life today, your rating, like we did, you know, in a while back with our yes to your vision exercise, and 95% of the time, it would be as a result of your mental programming, how you view life. In a few slides earlier, we talked about the importance of knowing how the mind works. It's also very important to know how your mind relates with your body and vice versa.
Mhm.
Why? That's because this is the basis of the relation between your mental programming and your success or your level of success. Okay. Your body is an instrument of your mind. When your mind starts feeling a certain way or is emotionally activated, your body starts to vibrate at a different level, referred to as frequency. I think Joan talked about that earlier. What this does is it causes your body to release energy. A desire is like a trigger for your body to release energy, which flows to your body for action. Energy follows focus, folks. Okay, what you focus on is where your energy goes. All right, so it controls your productivity. How you show up in life, your body is an expression of your mind, folks.
Absolutely.
Like Joan said before, like Joan said before, what does mindset have to do with it? Everything, everything, folks, everything. I mean, it's in here, folks. I mean, if we can change this, we can determine the direction of how I want to go in life in so many, in everything, right? So again, mindset is really key. The relationship between your mental programming and your success again. Um, our mentor says that, as you can see on the quote on this, says, regardless of what you want, regardless of what your desires are, if you don't have a belief system that is supportive of the accomplishment of your goals, you will never accomplish them. That's by our mentor, Miss Peggy McCall. Okay. What you accepted as true will determine your mindset. And this mindset will go on to have a huge impact on how successful you are. Is it a chicken and egg situation? Some people think so. There's some truth to that. Unlocking the power of your mindset is essential to achieving success. When you start out with the right mindset, your chances of success are almost guaranteed, folks, because you're looking at it from the right, the possibilities perspective, as opposed to you're looking at it from possibilities perspective, folks, as opposed to the other way around. Okay. We all know that mindset matters. It has a major impact on how we approach tasks, interpret situations, and make decisions. If you take a pessimistic attitude towards something, it's likely to be reflected in your results. We've all seen it. On the other hand, if you adopt an optimistic mindset, you're more likely to find success. Positive mental programming helps build resilience, foster creativity, and increase motivation, all essential elements for success. Your mental programming controls your life without you even knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the captain of your ship? How does it influence us? Perception, how we see and perceive things.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing through your eyes, not with your eyes. Okay. The use of time. All right. How are you utilizing your time, folks? I mean, it's amazing, folks, the way we look at life, our mental attitude and how we do these things. Just your use of time, folks. Just the way you use time can change your life. Okay. Just can change your life. Just that the use of time. Okay. How you prioritize. Okay. I mean, that alone, folks, we can talk about that all day. Seriously. That's one thing I like, that the use of time. Creativity. Learn how to develop your creative faculties. You can't really do much without that. I mean, and we all have it. The interesting is we all have all these assets. We have it in us, folks. We have it in us. It's about bringing it out. How do we bring it out? How do we bring it out? We bring it out mostly having the right mindset of possibilities. Okay, because we each all have tremendous potential locked inside of us. How do we bring it out? That's why we're here. That's what this is all about. That's why this material is powerful, because it helps you bring out that potential in you so you can then make a difference in your life, of your loved ones, and folks around you. Okay. It's like I say, folks, I mean, this is something that I would just say that you owe it to yourself. You joining us today owe it to yourself, folks, to find out what is in you. I mean, think about it, folks. Isn't it a good thing to try to find out what possibilities lie inside of you? Think about it. For you, for you. Why should you settle? Why not give yourself a chance? Why not invest in yourself? Folks, I think you've heard it before. We've heard it a lot. The best investment is self-investment. Folks, it's not buying a car. Cars are good. It's not investing in a property or house. That's good too. But if you invest in yourself and make you better, then you can do a lot more. As one of our mentors says, Jim Rohn says that if you work hard on your job, you get a higher salary. But if you work hard on yourself, you get freedom and everything that comes with freedom. Right? We all know what that is. I would just say that today, starting with a free discovery call, we'll be offering you the possibility to change your mental programming to one that will serve you better and help you get your goals, whatever you desire in life. Okay, you'll come to see firsthand how changing and upgrading your mental programming to one that serves you directly impacts your success. You'll experience a direct correlation between your mindset and your success. Okay, folks, that's what this is all about. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to, we just, just again, I will say this again. What would you love to have? What is it out there you love to have that we can help you with? Okay, I mean, these are things, these concepts have really changed our lives tremendously. I can say that.
Absolutely.
All right. They've done it for us, folks. We changed the way we look at things based on, put some new information in. You guys have heard the whole idea of Google, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah,
giggle, right? Garbage in, garbage out, folks, right? I mean, it's all what you put in there. Just like we were programmed before, just like you were programmed, earlier, folks, guess what? You can reprogram by changing what's going inside. All right. I would just say, as you guys know, our background is we're business owners. John and I own a home care business, only for years. We started with one franchise. We now have four. Okay, we've employed over thousands of people over the years. We currently have a staff of about north of 300, 400 people, okay, that we work with. Through the knowledge we've gotten from this material has helped us be able to grow our business big time, folks. I mean, take care of our people, take care of our staff, take care of our clients, do the things, and we just see bigger things happening for us. Okay, we're better managers, we're better spouses, we're better parents, we're better friends, because we look at life from a possibility standpoint, folks, of what is possible. We look at our limitless potential, all right? And so robs of people the right way. Opportunities open for us because we're looking for possibilities. We're looking to make things happen. We're looking how can we lift somebody up, all right, and putting them down. We're happy for other people's successes because of the mindset, okay? We're about being creative, not competitive, right? That right there is a big thing, folks. Be more creative in life than competitive, because, you have your blessings. I have mine. Joan has hers, right? I mean, I can't take Jones. Jones can't take mine, right? And because I'm working on my possibilities, what is in me, what my gifts are, right? 26% growth year over year. Last year, with an industry average of 8%. That's what we've done. Being able to work less, and still get so much done. As you can probably see on here, we have some awards. I mean, awards 2022 Best Multiple Franchisee Award from our corporate office. Okay, our company was able to get that. Our home care company was able to get that. The Governor's Award, we got it from the governor, Mr. Larry Hogan, last year. Awards from Home Care Pulse that monitors what we do, in the home care space. Okay. Business revenue growth, we talked about it, growing tremendously last year. Okay. John was able to publish a New York Times, well, not Amazon bestseller, international bestseller, soon to be New York Times bestseller.
That's
too.
right.
Right. Okay. Lifestyle change. You're going to see some things in there that some travel we've done, some gifts we'll be able to do, help others, just impact our community in a positive way. We'll be able to have you can see some of the things on there. Awards on their Jones book, a property that we're able to build, an apartment building we're able to build, folks. Looks really good. Travel, first class. Okay, we'll be able to do that again. Travel to nice places, the Bahamas, for example. And we did all in a short period of time, folks. I mean, and we did it mostly because of the mindset. Okay, our thinking changed, and so our action changed, and of course the results also changed. Okay. Let me see. I think, Jonah, I think it's you're going to take over from me. Is that correct?
All right.
No.
Paul, thank you so much. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, let's keep going, right? So we're going to be looking at our mental program. We're going to be looking at identifying our mental programming, okay? So this part will help you identify your mental programming. Okay. We are programmed at different levels. There's spiritual programming, there's genetic programming, and there's environmental programming, okay? So you must first know you as in your spiritual makeup. You are perfect in the sense of your spiritual DNA. That is perfect, okay? Can you believe this? Yeah. I know many people say, okay, I'm not perfect, I cannot be perfect, but you are perfect as a spirit being because that's your spiritual DNA. That your spiritual DNA is perfect, okay? So as Bob Proctor used to say, if I want to be free, I got to know me. Do you know me? Do you know who the me is for you? Who are you? You have everything that you need, but it is in the spiritual realm, okay? You are a spirit being. You came divinely programmed in the spirit of God. That's your first level of programming. But whenever you focus on things of your senses, okay, the senses that feed you information, okay, earthly things, you reduce your power, the power of your spirituality, the power that you have, your innate power, okay? And no one can help you beyond your belief system. You are not subject to you're also subject to your genetic and environmental programming, like I talked about before, you know, what was said to you as you were growing up, what you picked up when you became an adult, when you're able to reason for yourself, okay? That also has impacted your mental programming, all right? So your genetic programming is beliefs that have been passed down from your parents, you know, or your biological DNA. Sometimes your parents, maybe they were not well-to-do, they were not well off, and you just believe that, okay, that's how life is supposed to be, okay? Or maybe they had some medical conditions, and you believe that you're also going to, that will be your fate to have those medical conditions as well. And environmental program is the beliefs that you picked up from your environment that we shared earlier. The impact your mental programming has on your success can be profound. So take some time to evaluate how you are thinking about things. By reframing, okay, by reframing how you view yourself and those around you, you'll be putting yourself in a better position for success. Start by asking yourself, what beliefs do I have about myself, about others, about the world? Do they make me feel empowered or disempowered, weak, defeated, or limited? These types of questions may seem straightforward, but they provide valuable insight into how a person looks at the world, as well as their personal values and goals. By asking this type of thought-provoking questions, it will be easier to gain an understanding of your mental programming. Okay, so the next step is we're going to be looking at a Google form that Eric will be sharing with you in the chat here. It can help you identify your mental programming and offer you more insight into what's been going on with the results that you're having in life today, okay? And we're not going to be completing that at this time because of time. We're not going to let you fill out that form, but please take time to fill it out, okay? And if you need help going through it, if you need help with, you know, maybe answering it, just let us know. And at the end of the day, we can also provide you guidance, okay? All right. So on that form, the first question will be, what would the perfect day look like for you? Okay. Number 2, what motivates you in life? Number 3, if money wasn't an issue, what would be your biggest goal or dream right now? Number 4, what do you value most in life? Number 5, do you believe failure is an opportunity to learn or a roadblock? It's an interesting one, right? Okay. Number 6, are there any beliefs you held 10 years back which you don't hold today? If yes, what are they and why did they change? Number 7, what does personal growth mean for you? Number 8, what advice would you give your younger self today? Number 9, how do you handle difficult situations? And last but not least, what kind of lifestyle do you aspire to maintain? So take some time after the class today and answer those questions. They're going to give you an idea of what your mental programming is. Okay. We trust that you'll find this exercise very meaningful, but feel free to reach out to us if you need to discuss it further. All right. Okay. Let's look at some examples of limiting beliefs. Okay. All right. I think at this point, I'm supposed to have Eric bring up a video. So I'm going to end my slide here and I'll come back right after Eric. So Eric, over to you, please.
Hello, you seem to be doing your very best, but things are just not working out for you. Life seems to be a constant struggle. You're not getting the results that you desire. You're not living the life that you love. You may be wondering what is going on. I'd like you to ask yourself this question. Are you the captain of your life, or are paradigms the captain of your life? Are paradigms running your life?
All right. Thank you so much, Eric. I hope you enjoyed that reel there, folks. And I would like you to strongly encourage you to ask yourself that question, okay? Are paradigms the captain of your life? Again, remember, paradigms are your mental programming, your belief system, all right? If they are the captain of your life, you're not going to end up where you want to go. You're going to end up where they want you to go, right? Because they are the captain of your life. So I guess by now you're beginning to identify some of your beliefs, limiting paradigms, which may be holding you back. In fact, you could be self-sabotaging, okay? So you may be wondering why you're not getting those goals or realizing your dreams and all of that. You could be the culprit, your mental programming. We are now going to look at some common limiting beliefs. Maybe you resonate with some of them or all of them. But we're not going to stop here. We'll also share with you what the empowering versions of these beliefs could be. So like if you look at this slide here, examples of limiting paradigms, okay? We have limiting mental paradigms, and then we have empowering mental paradigms, all right? So the first one, I believe it when I see it. So those are some doubting Thomases, right? So an empowering belief will be, I'll see it when I believe it. Good play of words there, okay? I don't have money to risk. Again, lack of money, an excuse. An empowering mental programming or paradigm could be, I'm very resourceful. These are the type of things you should be saying to yourself, all right? Think about what that would do to you. Say you want to start a business anyway. Say you want to start a business or you want to go to college, or you want to hire a coach, a mentor for your personal development. This is your burning desire, right? This is what you want to do, what you really love to do. But guess what? That good old mental programming that has been there for years is saying to you, hold on, but you don't have money. How do you think you're going to do this? And that's because To some extent, that is true, but it's not totally true. But if you believe that without money, you can't start a business, then you will not start, right? But on the contrary, if you adopt this empowering belief, which says, I am resourceful, all right, you're going to use your resourcefulness to get whatever you need to start your business, to go to college, to hire a coach or a mentor that could make a tremendous difference in your life, totally transform your life. Okay. You are now thinking, I don't have money. What if I fail? I'll be risking my savings, right? Respond yes or no to the chat box. Okay. Just respond yes or no in the chat box. How does it make you feel to know that you have this desire, but lack of money is holding you back? Hopeless, stuck. This is a very limiting belief. If you agree, respond yes or no in the chat. All right. What do you think could be an empowering belief to focus on? I am very resourceful. In fact, it will force you to be more of a better business person, to be more wise in your decisions, in your business decisions that you take, because you said you didn't have money to risk, right? But if you know that you're resourceful and you get into this business, you'll be careful the decisions that you make, right? It will make you a stronger and a better business person. I like to use ourselves as examples, all right? When we started our business, our home care business over 21 years ago, we didn't have the money. We didn't. But because we believe in our ability, in ourselves, in who we are and whose we are, and that we're resourceful, we're able to get the money to start the business. And today, this business is a multi-million-dollar business impacting thousands of lives in clients and in employees and in our office staff and in our lives and in our family members' lives and our friends and, courses and things that we care about. Okay, so that should not limit you. That is how a limiting mental belief can stop you in our tracks. We could have said, oh, we don't have money. Well, we can do it. We really want to do it because back then we both had very good paying jobs, but the burning desire was in us to do something for ourselves, to start our own business. But money could have been a real roadblock for us. But because that was not our mindset, we decided to use our resourcefulness to make it happen. Okay, so this is a clear example of how your mindset, your business, your mental programming can impact your success. Okay, all right. And the next one, what others think of me is what matters. Many people believe that they have low self-esteem. They think they have to please the whole world. No. What I think of myself is all that matters. Okay? Nothing seems to work for me. That's another one. I've tried everything. Nothing seems to work. I've done this, done that. Everything is a failure. Nothing seems to work for me. Okay? No. Believe that all things are working for your good. Okay? So go for it. Whatever it is that you want. All things are working for your good. Another good one is, I don't have enough time. That's a very common one. Lack of money, no time. We all have 24 hours, folks. I don't know anyone who has 25 or 26. We all have 24 hours. If other people can make it, so can you. All right? So instead, believe that I have enough time to do what I want to do. Okay, sometimes we clock our 24 hours with what other people want us to do, not what, and then we put ourselves last. No. If you rethink, okay, take stock of how you spend your time today and be true to yourself. You find pockets of time here and there, which are mostly spent doing things that may not be necessary, okay, and may not contribute towards your success or towards your growth. Okay. Again, these are just a few examples, but these are very powerful examples. You can reach out to us for more. If you think you have some that we haven't discussed here today and you need help in coming up with a more positive, more empowering, okay, mental programming or belief, let us know. All right. Okay. So the last one is, I am not as good as them. Especially with social media right now, like I said, many people feel like they have to be influencers or they have to have 1,000 followers and all of that, or they see the success of their friends and they're like, oh, well, I can do it. I'm not as good as that person. No, believe that you are special. Okay, you are unique, right? You are a divine spiritual being with all the limitless and powerful potential in the world. So you should believe that I am special, unique, and I have all it takes. Okay? So we're going to take a break right now, folks. We're going to take a short break. And during that time, we'll be having some giveaways. So I'm going to be ending my slideshow here, but please come back after the break so that we can you may be the lucky one to win. All right, some interesting prizes. So I'm going to be stopping my sharing here and over to you, Eric. All right, so we're back on upgrading your mental programming. How to upgrade your mental programming. So we've talked about why it's important, talked about how the mind works, and how it impacts success. But how do we go about upgrading this mental programming that we have? All right, that is not serving us right now because we're not getting the results that we desire. Okay, so once you identify your beliefs, like when you go through that exercise or even through the examples that we gave earlier, once you identify beliefs that don't support your goals, it's time to start replacing them with more empowering beliefs, new beliefs, okay? To develop a new belief system. And folks, it's great, but you know, you built this system over time from birth to where you are today. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some discipline. And that is where we come in as coaches and mentors to help you, to guide you, to make sure that you stay the course, okay? Because many times we start and we don't continue. And then we're back to our good old paradigms, experiencing that same linear progress in our life, if at all, okay? So what we refer to this reprogramming of your mental programming is like you undoing the code, okay? Like you had a code or a program that was placed in you before, or you placed yourself, but now you're going to undo it. You're going to replace it with one that will produce a different you, at least mentally. And you know, when things change up here, everything else changes. Absolutely. Okay? It does take time. And like I said, you must be willing and able to go through the process. And there's a period, you know, there's a lot of gestation. It's a gestation period, you know, when things come to maturity, when things change. So you have to be willing to stay the course, be willing to hang in there to make sure that you can change your mental programming. All right. Oftentimes this is where, like I said earlier, people seek the guidance and support of a mentor or a coach. I remember my days as an Oracle database administrator. This was in the 90s when I did SQL and SQL and PL SQL and SQL Plus programming. Just one character off and your query is wrong. Your program is wrong. You had to be very detailed and oriented and patient, okay? So same with upgrading your mental programming. You may need an accountability partner, okay? Which we can be for you today. It could be your friend that you trust or a family member. to help you, guide you through the process, all right? Because if you start upgrading and you still have the wrong codes in there now and then, nothing is happening. You're not changing, okay? It took years for this to happen, so it's going to take some time. But with the help of a coach or a mentor, you can shorten that time, all right? And get your life off to where you would like it to be. But you know what? If you desire to change the results in your life today, or the way you're experiencing life today, it is a must that you upgrade your mental programming. It is a must. Remember, your mental programming is what controls 95% of what you do or don't do and the results that you get in your life. Again, don't worry, we're not talking about coding, as in computer coding. We're sharing with you some purpose-driven wisdom, laws, principles, concepts, life secrets of the ages, for that matter, that have helped millions around the world totally transform their lives for good. And that includes Paul and myself. That is why we're so passionate to share this with you and with others, because of what we've seen, the impact we've seen in our own lives. All you have to do is make up your mind to change you. And remember, even as I say this, your limiting beliefs right now may be stopping you from changing your mind, from stopping you from making the decision you need to make. Okay? So just keep that in your mind. So, how do we upgrade our mental programming? Let's go. It's not in any particular order, but they are all necessary to upgrade your mental programming. And because of time, we're not going to go to depth as we would love to, all right, here on this class. This is just to give you an idea, just to give you a flavor. There's so much more to it for you to be able to change your mental programming, all right? So let's go. All right. Upgrading your mental programming. I have a quote here from Apostle Paul, I believe. It says, the good book says, do not conform to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may produce what is good, what is that good, what is that acceptable and perfect will of God, your creator. All right. Now, we have come to the part where many participants usually will straighten up and be more attentive. So I hope you are. It almost feels like we're going to be passing out the magic pill, right? So how do we do it? How do we make this change? That will be magically erratic. All those beliefs or paradigms that have served us will just disappear. For starters, we don't believe in magic, okay? So we do not have a magic pill for you, sorry. But we have powerful concepts, principles, and laws that we're sharing with you today, all right? And like I said, it's going to take time. It's not, we don't have a magic wand here, all right? What we have to focus, what we have for you is a more powerful way for lasting change, one that will impact your life and the lives of your loved ones, all right? But before we go there, just a little advice. Let us remind you of what is mental programming. This programming that we're trying to upgrade. It is a program, which is a bunch of beliefs that we hold as true. They're not necessarily true, but we hold them as true, okay? And they have taken root in our subconscious minds and have created a belief system that has resulted in our habits, okay? Remember, our habits, our actions, our results, all right? So just as we build them by believing certain things over and over, we must start unbelieving those things and acting differently through repetition. We're going to talk about repetition later to eventually get rid of them, okay? Become aware. Become aware. Uncover the power of your mental programming. Wake up to this truth and your life will never be the same again. Become aware. True. But you may ask, of what? What should I become aware of? The power of awareness. There's a book out there, guys, called The Power of Awareness, right? So you may want to get a copy for yourself. Awareness is key. Become aware of truth, okay? You know, there are facts and there are truths. There are facts and there are truths. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of your belief system that controls 95% of your habits. And being human beings as well, you are habitual. So everything you do from your waking time you wake up in the morning to when you go to bed, 95% of that is just habitual, which is what your belief system is programmed to do. You're just going through the motions most of the time, okay? You're kind of like on autopilot. You just do it without even thinking about it. Sometimes we say, I can do all things, right? And all things are possible unto me. You know, like the examples that we went through over there. I am resourceful. All that matters is what I think of myself, okay? All those good examples, the empowering beliefs we shared earlier, and so on and so forth. But do we really believe what we say? Or is our good old paradigm working in the background telling us otherwise? Telling us what? What did you say? What do you think? What can you do? You know, we have to be aware of that little voice in the back that could be stopping us from doing what we absolutely need to do. So that is the power of awareness, okay? If not, it's just all lip service, all right? We want to believe something. We want to think we do, but the bad old paradigm, like I said, is the reality because we listen to it, okay? We have a video that would like Eric to share on what you see in the mirror. So I'm gonna end my slide here and stop sharing so that Eric can share this clip with us.
What do you see when you look in the mirror? You don't see the real you. You get to see a reflection of your body, but you do not see a reflection of yourself. That's because your body only houses the real you. So, if you're looking for a change in your results, change in your life, start by looking inside. Start by taking a good look at the real you and start by changing from within.
It's an inside job.
Yes, it's an inside job, folks. It's an inside job, okay? Start by changing from within, and that's what we're doing today, all right? So let me go back to presentation here. Okay, so develop self-high esteem, self-love, okay? Get to know you and to love you, okay? When you know you, when you look inside and you know you, you would love you because inside is the real you, is a spiritual being, okay, folks? Don't underestimate the power of loving who you are. It could very well be the key to unlocking greater success. If you love yourself, you create a positive environment inside and around you, instead of being bogged down by negative thoughts. To change your results in life, you must change you because the change comes from within, okay? However, you must know who you are, okay? Like I said in the video, that you must know who you are. You are a spirit being living in a physical body, which is the human being side of it. But your spiritual DNA is perfect. When you showed up in this earthly realm, you showed up in the world, you came divinely programmed in the image of God, your creator. And all the power that was, that is, and will ever be is within you. If you believe this, you will love you, all right? Dare to believe it because it's the truth. These are one of the truths that you need to accept. The identity you hold of yourself will determine the degree to which you love yourself or don't love yourself. Some people don't love themselves. Loving yourself doesn't just mean treating yourself with love, kindness, for example, going to the spa, looking nice, wearing nice clothes, or you're mindful of your health, your well-being. It doesn't end there. It also means getting to know who you are, what you need, and how to be the best version of yourself. It means having a deep or deeper appreciation of what makes you unique, from the physical to the emotional to the spiritual. What makes you unique? What makes you you? By loving yourself or loving ourselves, we can invite positivity, purpose, fulfillment into our lives and live to our true potential. All right? So get to know yourself, get to love yourself. Also, to help you upgrade your mental programming, you need to minimize the intake of negative information. I have a quote here, and I said, in a world of so many voices, truth sometimes gets lost in the facts. And that is so true. Truth gets lost in the facts. Minimize your exposure to negative news, media, social media, TV. That is so prevalent, okay? It is good to know what is going on around you. I'm not saying you shouldn't, get on those platforms or TV and all of that. No, it's good to know what's going on around you and in your world. But it's also important to filter what we consume and how much of it we consume, okay? Folks, don't believe everything that you hear and or see from the news or from social media. Be selective of your consumption of their information. It's 95% of the time disempowering, okay? It often will leave you deflated, okay, weak, confused, stressed, fearful, or even angry. Social media has added another major exposure to more information at your fingertips. Many of us have cell phones now, quick to get onto Facebook, LinkedIn, and so forth, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all of that. And we are bombarding our minds with so much information that may not even be relevant to our goals, to us achieving our goals, to our success. Some people listen to news from sun up to sundown. From the time they wake up, get into their cars, go to work, the whole time, filling their conscious mind with what is usually sad or negative news. By the time you get to work, your mood, your feelings are already vibrating at a lower level. Now, how are you going to be productive? Right? Don't believe everything you hear or everything you think. Don't believe it, okay? Be selective, all right? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Download a new program. I love this. I love this, okay? Change your thoughts, the source code. So your thoughts are the source code, all right? So again, let me bring up Solomon here. All these little antenna-looking structures here. These are our 5 senses, all right? Touch, smell, sight, hearing, and what was the other one?
Vision.
I said vision also.
Sight, smell.
Smell, okay? They feed us information, which come down here to our conscious mind, all right? That is how we get that information. That is the source code for us. For computer folks, they key in the code, but for us, it's information. So we had that information from when we were babies, from when we were born. Now we have to change that program. We have to change that programming. We have to become the programmer, okay? We must change the code. By this, we are referring to the information, all right? Like I said, that created these beliefs, the paradigms in the first place. eliminate sources of negative and limiting ideas, all right? And is anyone a programmer here? Anyway, maybe yes or no. One or two things about programming you may know, right? But you have to be careful what you key in. We're going to be talking about what you say later on. You have to be careful what you key in. So we have to be careful what we take in into our minds that we program us, all right? We have to download new information, okay? And this code is our thoughts, okay? The thoughts that we accept in our conscious mind that create the vibrations, the feelings, the actions, and the results. Sometimes you may say, I'll never get out of debt. For example, there is employees shortage for those business owners. Yeah, we're all going through that. I'm afraid my business will never expand. You may say that. College is so expensive. I'll never be able to send my kids to college. Folks, stop those thoughts. Start thinking different thoughts, positive thoughts. These are the thoughts that we're going to impress on our subconscious mind, and these are the thoughts that are going to drive positivity and success in our lives and businesses and all the possibilities that are out there waiting for us to manifest. All right? Okay. I think we're doing good on time. The next one is to think. Following on the heels of the previous one, we need to think. Mental activity is not thinking. We can see this gentleman here. He has so much going on. He's thinking about his electricity bill, maybe. I don't know. Maybe about school, maybe his car that he wants to buy, maybe his goals. All that mental activity going on does not mean you are thinking. So what do I mean by that? You have to spend time, dedicated time to think, to be in a quiet place, wherever it is for you, and think. Think about your goals. Think about what you want to accomplish in life. Okay? Now that you're able to minimize what comes into your mind because you're now aware, spend time to think.
Become what you think about.
Okay? Yes, you become what you think about. You become what you think about. And when you start thinking those positive thoughts, they become your new belief system. Paul, in his book, not this Paul, Apostle Paul, in his book to the Philippians said, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, are just, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there is any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. So we have it here, what we're supposed to be thinking about, right? Positive thoughts, pure thoughts, lovely thoughts, okay? Spend time, think about your goal. This is March. We're almost at the end of the first quarter. Many people set, what do they call them?
Quarterly goals?
No.
90-day goals.
New Year resolutions.
That's right.
We're almost at the end of the first quarter. Where are you in line with your goals? Yep. Are you making progress towards your goals, towards achieving your goals or realizing your goals? Think about your goals. Review your goals. Spend some time to think. Don't just let whatever is coming from the environment take up all your time. Crowd your mind, okay? Please, it's very important. I really applaud Paul for being a master. He's, developed mastery at this. He does not joke with his thinking time, which is like 5 a.m. in the morning. So create time, quiet time to think. You be deliberate in your thoughts, okay? Not just any thought that comes by, okay? That's just mental activity, okay, folks? All right. Next, visualization. All right. See through your eyes, not with your eyes. Think about that. See through your eyes, not with your eyes. It's your perception, okay? Which is coming from your mind, not from your optical eyes, okay? So you're seeing with your mind's eye. You have to see your goal clearly in your mind to be able to realize it. Let's say your goal is to run a marathon, right? See yourself at the finish line with all the people cheering at you and clapping their hands for you, right? Visualize the entire process from start to maybe midpoint or halfway to the finish line. Visualize it in your mind's eye. Just see yourself, picture yourself, all right? Picture yourself. Visualize the entire process, okay? And that will help you. It will also help you increase your commitment to go far, to go to the finish line, even when you start feeling, tired or discouraged, all right? But because you see yourself already at the finish line, it will motivate you, it will inspire you, encourage you to keep going, all right? So they say in success, you have to see your goal realized. You have to feel like the goal has been realized already for you to realize it. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Visualization creates the feeling. You must have the feeling of that wish fulfilled. Create your own feelings and use these feelings to impress your subconscious mind, all right? So when you see yourself at the end of that finish line, you start believing it, okay? You start changing that mental programming. You have imagined your dream car, for example, or maybe your new home, your dream home. Let's say your car. Have you gone to test drive it? Have you gone to sit in it, to smell the leather, to feel the emotions, the sensation, when you drive it, right? Do that. That will all help your visualization process and help create that belief system that this is real, okay? Maybe it's a home. Go check it out, walk in it, spend some time there, start seeing yourself in that home, yourself or your family, and so forth, okay? Maybe it's seeing yourself 2 sizes down. Why not? You may get some pictures of where you were before, 2 sizes down before, or you may get some pictures of people you admire to help create that belief system, that new belief system, okay? All right. Affirmations, very powerful, very, very powerful. Remember, the belief system you have today is based on what has been said to you, the words that have been spoken to you, the words that you yourself have said about yourself, whether it's in your monologue, your thoughts, or what you've said out. Words are seeds. Words have life. They have the power of life and death in them. They are seeds. When they are planted, they grow. So be mindful of what you're saying, right? Like I say in the book, are you ready to eat the fruits of your seeds? So are you ready to eat the results of your words? So by affirmation, we're saying these are positive statements that you make to yourself or about yourself.
Yourself about yourself, yeah.
Right? You say them, because as you say them, that sound with time, we'll talk about the repetition later, you start believing them, okay? We believe what we speak. Likewise, we speak, and so we believe, all right? Like you can see here, I can't. When next you're trying to say something and you catch yourself saying, I can't, reverse it, at least in your mind, and say, I can, okay? And say it to yourself. Words have the power of life and death, all right? When you affirm something, something very important happens. You impress your subconscious mind with that which you affirm, all right? And remember, its role is to execute. The subconscious mind just expresses, it objectifies. It's not a judge. It doesn't say, this is true, this is not true, yeah or nay. No, no, no. Whatever is impressed on it, that is what it objectifies, all right? So if you say you can't, it's going to do everything in its ability to make sure you cannot do what you just said you can't. But if you say you can, the universe is going to conspire with you to make sure that the resources and everything that you need to do is there and you can do it, all right? That's the power of affirmation, folks, all right? You consistently use I am to define who you are or what you are capable of. All right. So why don't you say things that are positive that come after your I am? All right. I am is more powerful than I can or I will. I am healthy. You know, I am lovable. I am prosperous.
Successful.
I am successful. Okay. Mind what comes after your I am.
I have what it takes.
All right. Okay. You must be conscious. You must make a conscious decision, not only to get rid of your old mental programming, but also to replace it, how to replace it. You are not just going to get rid of those paradigms. Okay. We're actively replacing them by creating new beliefs, by seeking the right words. Okay. When you clean your mind, when you start saying, okay, I want to change my mental programming, there must be a void that needs to be filled. Okay. And it has to be filled by positivity, positive words through affirmation. Nature abhors vacuums. So if you keep your mind open, guess what? Negative beliefs will start creeping in. So you have to keep affirming. Okay. All right. It reminds me of what is said in the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 45. It says, I will return to the house I left. When it arrives, it finds the house unoccupied, swept clean, and put in order. Then it goes and takes with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself, and they go in and live there. And the final condition of that person is worse than the first. That is how it will be with this wicked generation. Okay. So when you say you're going to change your mental programming, you have to fill it with the right words. Otherwise, it may be a worse situation than you had before. When we change our paradigms, we are changing how we think and perceive things. You're consciously and actively beginning to filter what you allow in your subconscious mind. Okay, you're purposeful, and you dictate what you want to impress in your subconscious mind, right? Okay, repetition, the importance of repetition. All right, I like to read this quote here. I love it. It says, it's by John Wooden. Some of you may know John Wooden. He was a famous coach,
Yeah.
legendary coach for that matter, I think.
Yeah.
He says, the 8 laws of learning are explanation, demonstration, imitation, repetition, 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 repetition. There you go. Those are your 8 laws of learning. All right. So repetition is key. It is the law of lasting impression. Repetition, we talked about your affirmation, how you're going to affirm, but repetition, all right, is what is going to deepen that impression. It's what is going to deepen that impression. Nothing beats repetition. Nothing. When we hear something long enough, we start to believe it as it sinks deeper and deeper into our minds. Now, I remember when we're in secondary school, if you did something wrong and you were given some punishment, and sometimes you had to write the opposite of what you did like 100 times. Writing repeatedly, repetition by writing presses your subconscious mind to a very great degree. And that is how you can replace the old belief system, the paradigms, all right? Okay. By the way, we have hundreds of affirmations on our website. I just want to add. And we have them in 6 different categories. You have lifestyle, money, faith, health. We have also positive self-image, and we have personal development affirmations. So you can check our website, premierdestiny.com, later if you are interested to get these affirmations. There are hundreds of them, and they will help you go a long way in upgrading your paradigms or your mental programming.
And they're free too.
And they're free. Thank you, Paul. Repetition can be through your daily affirmations. You can write out those statements that are the opposite of the mindset that you have now, okay? Through repetition of your affirmations, you become one with them. it becomes natural, like second nature. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Change the way you look at things. Folks, look at this image here. Okay. What do you see? Do you see a duck or do you see a rabbit? Okay. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Yeah. So when you look at this image one way, you see a duck. You change the way you look at it, you see a rabbit. All right. Dare to start looking at things, your job, people, your supervisor, or your boss, your teacher. How about your parents, your neighbors? In a different way. If you've had some negative beliefs about them, or start looking at them differently. There's a story about an admin assistant who thought that her boss was very mean. She didn't want to have anything to do with it. So she confided in her coach, and her coach advised her to try by all means to just garner every ounce of her being, to look at him differently, to look at him as someone who is not mean, someone who is kind. Can you imagine that? But she had to, because she wanted a change. She didn't like the relationship. All right. So that desire was there. And she followed through with her coach's advice. So she did. And guess what? I think you can guess the rest of the story. All right. So their relationship blossomed, and it was a happy work environment for her. All right. And here's the story of an American entrepreneur, Robert Taylor, who decided to look more closely at how soap bars actually appeared once unwrapped. You know, your soap bar, you unwrap it, maybe you put it on a soap dish, sometimes it settles on it, and then it starts having this gooey look and the bottom. So he looked at it and decided to look at it differently. Okay, so he zoomed in on the soap dish and he saw something unpleasant, an unpleasant puddle of ooze, right? The soap and the water mixing. So he decided that inspired him to do something different. And that is how he ended up creating the liquid soap that we have today. Can you imagine? Dare to look at things differently. Change that belief system. Look at it from a positive standpoint. You never know. You may be the next inventor of something else, right? Okay. So that's very important. All right. And let's see. We are going to be looking at tips for business owners at this point. And folks, like I said, these do not only apply to business owners, okay? So don't block off don't lose attention, okay? This applies to people as a whole, to our environment, all right? But before we start discussing tips for business owners, all right, just remember that you as the business owner have to go through this change, okay? You have to go through this change. We set goals for our business, right? Paul and I are business owners, okay? We come up with business strategies to meet these goals, right? But the simple truth is that mental programming impacts our success. If not added to your tool bag, you know, your strategies, your plan, your mission, your vision, whatever it is, your resources, reaching that goal will be a struggle, which we don't want. And sometimes you may not even be able to reach it. Business strategy alone does not address one of the biggest issues holding businesses back, which is limiting beliefs or mindset, which come from the wrong mental programming, folks. This is so, so important. We cannot overemphasize this, all right? Okay. So, success and business strategy. Success is not all strategy, okay? A good strategy only goes so far, folks. As you can see from this image here, it is 5% strategy and 95% mindset. Would you believe that? Yeah. We have come to find out that that is true. And we are seeing different amazing results in our business right now, okay? Yeah. I mean, like Paul shared earlier, 25% or 26% growth year over year. when our industry average is about 8%. That is tremendous.
It is.
We changed our mindsets, right? And we are working at changing that of our employees as well. So I can only imagine the trajectory of our business growth, all right? Start with you as the business owner. Upgrade your mindset and become the best version of yourself. The best version to your staff and to your own self, your personal life, all right? Ask yourself often, what would I want my staff to see? Would I want my staff to copy me? You have to be the best version of yourself. You set the tone of your company. You set the energy in your company. But if you're not the best version of yourself, if you have all these limiting beliefs, guess what? It's going to rub off your staff, your employees, period. We can't deny that. It's the truth. Okay? So you should also encourage an attitude of continuous learning where your employees are open to new ideas and feedback in order to build up their knowledge base. Okay? Keep the morale high by finding ways to recognize achievement, as this will motivate your staff to strive for even greater success. By doing all this, you'll be able to upgrade your mindset of your staff and increase the likelihood of success. Okay? If you want to achieve success, then it's important to take time to upgrade your mental programming of your staff as well as yours. By doing so, you'll all be better equipped to reach their potential and thrive in an ever-changing world. Okay? Upgrade your mindset today. It's never too late to start upgrading your mindset for success. Go ahead and make a positive impact. All right? Okay. Hire for mindset. Okay. Hire for mindset. This is in addition to your other hiring criteria. So maybe you're hiring for how many years of experience, their degree, qualifications. It's very important to hire for mindset. We do, especially in our industry. It's so key to look at the personality and the mindset. For our home care business, we do hire for personality and mindset. It's easier to train for skills and business or industry knowledge. And so, attain your goals, but it is much more difficult to train for personality and mindset. It's not impossible. With the help of a coach or a mentor, you can do that, right? But so it's better that you're hiring for mindset, because if you get the person with the right mindset, you can train them for your industry knowledge. You can train them the ropes of the business, but it's more difficult to change their personality or their mindset. You may want to know about the motive for them applying for the job. Do they have a can-do attitude? How do they handle stress? Ask scenario type questions. All this will help you determine or ascertain if this is the person with the right mindset for your job. All right. Okay. Personal development training. Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than on your job. I know as business owners, that is kind of strange for us to say that, right? We want our employees to work hard on their jobs, right? Most of us do, but we know better. We know better that if they work on themselves, if they work harder on themselves, they'll be able to do better in their jobs, right? So that is why personal development training is key, okay? It will lead to higher productivity, income, and consequently improve your bottom line, okay? It is a mindset that endorses harder work. This is the world that we live in, okay? It prefers you to work hard rather than investing time on oneself. But starting with you as the business owner, what if we switch this around? We prioritize self-improvement over professional duties. Could you imagine the potential results this could have on your business, this could bring about? If you want to be successful, then it's important to upgrade your mental programming and that of your employees. So together, you can reach your potential and become high performers. Okay? Do this. You need to help them recognize and change any limiting beliefs they have. Help them focus on their strengths and their weaknesses and turn those weaknesses into opportunities for growth. Okay. We have started implementing personal development training as coaches. We are doing that for our employees as well in our company. And we have seen tremendous impact in both their personal lives and the impact on our business. Okay. So this is something you may want to consider to engage a coach to help your staff with personal development. Okay, we're almost there, folks. So let me speed up here. Ambitious and attainable goals. Wow. James R. Cook says, do just once what others say you can't do, and you will never pay attention to their limitations again.
That's right.
Your company goals should be ambitious, stretch goals, if I may add. But it's extremely important that for the sake of upgrading your team's mindset, that they are attainable also. Once attained, you create confidence and increase your chances of success in upgrading their mental programming. We had a very good example, and I'm going to really cut it short because of time. We had set business goals for our company. We call them billable hour goals or monthly billable hour goals. And they were stretch goals at one point, but we knew that they were attainable because of our mindset, right? When we attain those goals, guess what, folks? Now our employees are so excited that they have even set a goal which is higher than what Paul and I could have set.
That's right. They bought in.
They bought in. So it's
Belief is
very,
grown.
yes, it's very, very important to set ambitious and attainable goals and help your employees change that mindset, okay, as you achieve those goals. Positive mindset culture. Sometimes people say the cup is always half empty. How about the cup is always half full? Identify negative mindset among your team or staff and start working to cultivate more positive mindset in your work environment. Identify and remove any losers, labels of disbelief. Remove them, both yours and those of your employees, those who work with you. All right. But also think about this. If you have a goal and you don't meet that goal, turn it around. Look at the positive side of it. What did you learn from that goal? Don't look at the cup is half empty and say, oh, we failed. No, turn it around to a more positive thing or situation or outcome. Say, we learned something from this failure, right? And we're doing better next time. If failure happens, you should focus on the lessons rather than the failure itself. The past is the past, but we can learn from it, okay? Create a happy work environment for your staff to love coming to work every day. Make your staff feel appreciated. Recognize them, right? Okay, so some key takeaways here. Do not underestimate the power of your belief system. The key ingredient in any success recipe or any recipe for success, okay? You are a spirit being with limitless potential. Your mind was programmed consciously and unconsciously. Your belief system is a driving force in your life, and it's 95% of the time the driving force, okay? Success is only 5% strategy, 95% mindset. Mindset is a secret ingredient for success. Yeah. You must identify your limiting beliefs to be able to change them. Yeah. Change comes from within. You start with upgrading your mental programming. Take ownership of your circumstances. Only you can change your results. Don't be blaming others. You have to decide and be willing to change. You have to make that decision. Nothing changes until you do. All right. So those are some key takeaways. And Paul is going to be sharing with us some of the services that we offer that you may want to take advantage of to help you change your mindset, to help you be successful, help you, experience life differently, okay? To help you become the better version of yourself. So, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Joan. Wow, fantastic presentation there, Joan. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Folks, we don't have too much time, so I'm gonna just cut to the chase here.
Mhm.
We have a lot of programs that can help you. I mean, you guys have, I think you've all listened to presentation beautifully done by Joan and myself here today. You see that it's all about mindset, right? I'll go back to the question we asked before. What has mindset got to do with it? Everything. Everything, folks. Okay. Our signature program is a Destiny Key program. It's a 6-month program. We'll meet once a month, once a week, okay, for 6 months. We also have the Money Marathon program that helps you. The Destiny Key program essentially is a mind, it's about the mind. I just love that program. I really, really do. That's what I usually advise folks to get into, because it's just once you get your mind right, everything is right, folks. That's what
Absolutely.
that program is all about. The Money Marathon program is about how to manage your money, how to, work your money and things of that nature. And, it's a good program. I love it, but I prefer the Destiny Key program because it's all encompassing. That's me. We also have the IBC program, which is becoming your own banker. Boy, I tell you what, that's a whole different program. It's really fantastic. It could really helps you be able to just do more with your money. We have the brain tap program, which is that's sort of a way of referring your mind too. You listen to some programs that help you stimulate your mind, make you fall asleep sooner. Just a great program in there. But folks, I tell you what, if I were to just hone in on one, to me it would be that Destiny Key program, because if we don't get the mind right, folks, nothing else matters, right? So to me, that's the main program there. Like I said, we're here today because you want success, you want different results. Look at it this way, folks. I mean, are you happy with where you are today? If you're not, let's change it. Why not? You have the power. Let's change it, folks. Let's help you change it. All right, folks helped us change it for us. That's what we're offering some opportunity to you. Okay, I mean, we these programs are all there. They're on our website, but we're looking for more quick folks that want to change their lives now. They don't want to play small anymore. Okay, they want to see results in their businesses. Just like Jonah shared with you, we've done it for us, and we're just doing better every day. Why? I mean, if we can do it, folks, we're nothing special. Okay, Jonah and I are not anything special. Okay, we just happen to we're privileged and blessed to get this information and apply it. That's the big difference. We applied it. Okay, and it's made a difference in our lives. We signed up with some coaches that helped us, really change our mind, change our actions, and change our results. Okay, you can do the same thing, folks. This is the same thing we're offering to you. Okay, so if you're interested, I think Eric has done that. He dropped a discovery call link on there, a calendar link. Just set up a time for us to meet and visit with you. Okay, we'll visit with discovery call for 30 minutes free to find out what you want, what you'd love to see different in your life or your business. Okay, and how it can help you. Okay, folks, this is about serving. All right. The biggest word is serving. We're all business people or folks that do other things. It's about serving. Okay. What would you like to see different in your life? I mean, what would you like to see differently? Would it be just paying the bills you'd like to do? Would it be making your business more successful? Or, going on vacation more often? In fact, matter of fact, when was the last time you went on vacation and had a great time and paid for it? Okay. I mean, how about traveling around the world? Is that something you love to do? How about helping the community, the Girl Scouts, the food program, just helping neighbors or folks who don't have it as good as you do. Okay. I mean, what does that do to you? What about having time to just sit down and talk with your wife or kids? Okay. What about time to just be able to, reach out and help folks that are less fortunate than you? Okay. I mean, taking your kids to vacation to Disneyland or Disney World. Do things that are meaningful to you, folks. That's what this is all about. Okay. Retire early, get a home, whatever. Okay. This material has potential to do all that for you. But again, like I said, in the interest of time, I cannot talk much longer because our time is just about up. But Eric has dropped a link on the chat there. If you want to take advantage of this, please hop on that link, and sign, and let's visit with you and see how we can help make it better for you as well. Okay. I mean, again, this works. This material works, but it works if you're willing to commit to it and make the change. Okay. I mean, the help is there. We're there to help, but you have to decide to make the change and just decide, listen, I've had it and I want something better for me. I want something better for my family. I want something better for my business, and we can help you because that's the way it's worked for us. Okay. So I'll leave that. And June, you have some other words to share with us here?
I think you said it, Paul. I mean, sometimes they say success leaves clues, right?
But success does leave clues.
That's
right.
true. We saw the clues in our coaches, in our mentors, and we decided to commit. And they committed to work with us too. And we have the clues to show that these materials do produce success, right? So it can happen for you too. If it happened for us, it can happen for you too. So just decide that you've had it. You want to get out of that hamster wheel of success where you're just going round and round, year in, year out, round and round, same old, same old. You want to see your life take off, upward and forward, all right? For the best of yourself and your family and everything else. So I would.
Folks, let me just say this, folks. We're on the cusp of the third month of this new year, right? I know we're going a little over, just bear with us for another 5 minutes or so. We're coming to, this is March of 2023, all right? How about we go from March to the end of December of this year? Make it different for you. How could it be different for you? How could it change your business? How could you change your personal life? How could it change your finances? How could it change your health? How could it change your income? How could it change your debt situation? All right. You have to decide, folks. I mean, the year just started. The year just let's not just cancel the rest of the year, folks. I mean, let's not just cancel. Let's make the rest of the year March, April, May, the rest of the year meaningful. You can do it. You can do it, folks. And for folks that I know, we're gonna do a second giveaway here, and then we'll I think we do have a second giveaway we're gonna do now. So let's go ahead and pass it over to Eric to do that second giveaway, and then we'll see some folks want to take some quick decisions. We'll be able to maybe do a special offer for them. Go ahead, Eric, please.
Okay, we got a couple questions here. First one that's come through is, how long do I really start to see that change in my mental programming? When I decide to commit, I make the commitment. How long will I start to see until I start to see that change?
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's a good question. And many of our clients did ask us that question. And everyone is unique, okay? In the sense that your circumstances are different, okay? We guide you, we coach you the best that we can. Our program is 6 months, but for some people, they start seeing the impact almost immediately. As a matter of fact, we have a client who we're working with right now. It was into the third session, coaching session, and they were so excited because of what we had shared with them that they were able to do something that they thought they would never, ever do again to someone who had hurt them so much. They were able to see that person differently. They were able to believe differently. So they took different decisions that, boy, I mean, they are so excited. They feel so light that they're able to make different decisions, not just towards that person, but to see things differently. So it depends on each and everyone's situation or circumstances. But again, this is an example of someone who within a couple of weeks, honestly, saw a big change in their lives. For Paul and I would say it was almost instantaneous, to be honest with you, because Paul and I have been studying these materials for a long time, for over 30 years now. So when we got to the point where we were working with our mentors, it was like, bam, a no-brainer. We couldn't right away. And that's why we started seeing the changes in our personal lives, in our business, almost immediately, okay?
Folks, I would just add to that it's an inside job, Okay, it's an inside job. You have to. The change takes place inside first before it comes out. All right, especially this when it comes to personal development, the internal changes more inside. You notice things differently. All right, you show up differently in the world. Okay, because you feel right, right? You feel right. I would not be so concerned so much about how long. I would be more concerned about putting in the effort. Okay. I mean, because when you put good in, good is going to come out. All right. I mean, like John talked about, it's a gestation period involved. It takes time. All right. It's not overnight. It's not get rich quick. And it isn't. You're changing your lives. Think about it, folks. I mean, all our lives we've been programmed, right? You've been programmed, right? We all have, right? I mean, it's not something you just turn on a dime and then you get it done. So it's going to be some changes. You're going to have to, do things that you got to put in new information and which takes time, but again, you could, there's ways to speed it up. All right. That's where the coaching comes in, John talked about. That's where we're gonna be able to get some information to you that are gonna help you speed up that process. There's ways to speed it up for sure. But then the point is that it's gonna be just that people are different. They respond differently. It depends on and all of that. So that's what's going to happen. But I would not. The important thing is to get in, and get started. Okay, and then let it go.
Okay.
Thank you, Eric. Great question, by the way.
We got one more question here, and this one is around staying committed. So with such a busy life, with a full-time job, family, kids, all that stuff, all the external things that happen, how have you two managed to stay committed to upgrading your mental programming and to just really staying committed to the vision?
Well, as John said earlier, it's 24 hours in a day, right? I mean, that's all we have, right? You got to do what you love. You got to do what you want. You got to do what is burning inside of you. You got to do what you desire, right? I mean, once you love something, you're gonna make the time for it. Like John said, we have 24 hours. Depends on how I want to apportion those 24 hours, right? How we put it into use. Because folks, I tell you, what it said? It said time is money, or money and time, this, that, the other. Time is more important than money, because you can lose money and get it back. But if you lose today, you can't get it back, right? So it's important for us to, manage, to see how we can. You can't manage time anyhow, but to see how we can use that time so that it best serves us. All right. So we go for what we love. We go for what we love. What we love is, making sure that we're inspired, making sure that we're being positive, we're showing up in the world in the best way that we can show up. All right, knowing what we know. Right, serving up our team, serving our clients, serving our kids, serving folks around us, serving our friends. Showing up the best way that we can. And once we do that, right? Once we do that, that's how we get committed. It's gotta be about what you love, okay, and making a difference.
Yeah, if I may add, Paul, we can't really manage time. Okay, we think we can, but we really can't manage time. We try to manage our activities. Okay, and by so doing, we prioritize. Let's get our priorities in order with what we love most on top, and we'll be able to create the time. Okay, it was one of those paradigms I mentioned earlier. Remember when we're looking at examples of limiting or disempowering beliefs, and we gave the opposite, which were the empowering beliefs. Okay, so the empowering belief was, I have all the time to do what I want to do. So in this case, what I love to do, my priorities. All right, so I think with that mindset, you can create the time.
Absolutely.
To take your life to a different level. All right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. We have one more question. Actually, Douglas here has his hand raised, and we want to make sure we get his question answered. So Douglas, do you have your mic on, Douglas? Are you able to go ahead and ask your question? But what's the best way to move forward? What's that next step, Paul, if someone's interested?
Well, the best way to move forward would be the best way to move forward would be to just set up a 30-minute free discovery call. I mean, I think Eric has put the link on the chat there. I would just set up something. We'll meet with you 30 minutes free, and we'll see how we can help you. I mean, we'll see what would you love? What would you love to change in your life? Okay, and we'll see how we can share some ideas and go from there. And if you decide to get on board with us, then it's a happy family. We'll then work together, and then just like the folks who are working together right now, and help make 2023 the best one for you. I mean, it's like I said, this year is the rest of the year is gonna go by. You know, how will it end for you? How will it end for us? Right? That's the difference. But we look forward to serving anyone that is interested. Douglas, we'd love to have your question, Douglas. If you can just type it in. We don't want to lose you if you have a question. So please type it in the chat, please. Okay. All right.
And for more information, if you have questions, of course, I've dropped that discovery link, Calendly link into the chat there. You can always email support@Premier Destiny too, and we'll make sure that your questions get answered. So
Good deal. Well, thank you, folks. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Eric, for hosting us. Thank you, Joan. Great work here today. Thank you, folks, for joining us today. Everyone who participated and joined us today, thank you for just sharing, you spending a piece of your day with us. We hope you learned something out of this. You picked up some nuggets that would help you. And if we can help you in any way, please feel free to reach out. PremierDestiny.com. Premier with an E, PremierDestiny.com, and we'll be able to help you, and we'll look forward to many more times together, and let's make it a great year, folks. Thanks again. Bye now.
All right, just click on the Calendly link, set up a free discovery call, and we'll take it from there. All right, the link in the chat box. Thank you all so much. I just echo those sentiments. We are really excited that you're able to stay with us for 2 hours today. And we hope and truly hope that you were blessed with what we had to share with you. Folks, don't take this lightly. Your mindset is everything.
It's everything.
Right?
It is really about mindset. Again, we're sorry we went a little over, but thank you for sticking there with us. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye now.